Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be on this fun, festive makeup look. I really wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit creative, and I was super inspired by BEVERLY. She is like a phenomenal artist on Instagram. I'll link her in the description box. But if you don't follow her already, you have to follow her. You'll love everything she posts. She's really cute and her makeup is amazing. She did this really cool green makeup look here. Look at that. Ooh, fierce. Yeah, yes. Okay. She also does these cool festival looks. She has one here and it looks like she's crying glitter. So I wanted to also incorporate the crying glitter type feel. I think this look will be great for festivals, for this festival season if you want to do something really different. I also think it would be good for St. Patrick's Day, which total accident, but as I was doing it, I was like, wow, you definitely wouldn't get pinched if you wore this on St. Patrick's Day. And yeah, I had a lot of fun creating it. So if you guys are interested, then keep on watching. Andale pues. Well, I was about to speak fully in Spanish. First, I'm gonna prep my lids. And I'm gonna use MAC Soft Ochre paint pot for this. Just when I do more colorful looks, I feel like this really cancels out any color on my lid and just kind of makes everything look more vibrant. So I'm using a Sigma Precision round brush for this. I really like these kind of buffing brushes to apply it because it gives a nice even layer across the lid. Next, I'm picking up a bone-colored eyeshadow, or you could use translucent powder, and I'm just setting the eyeshadow base. You guys already know. I always do this. I'm gonna use Scotch tape, give myself a sharp line. I usually don't do this, but let's try it out. When I tried this before, I got the angle slightly wrong. Maybe I can take like a light brown shadow and just kind of see where I would normally put it. I think like there. That looks good. I forgot that you actually want to put it on your hand and like make it less sticky, because when it's too sticky, it kind of hurts. Ugh. You think that's a good angle, guys? You know what? We'll see. We shall see. Going into the Modern Renaissance palette, I'm going to be picking up Burnt Orange, which is this shade right here. It's just kind of a really warm tone brown with orange undertones. And I'm using a Smith 247 brush. So I'm first just going to kind of tilt my head back and create the kind of cut crease type shape that we're going to be going for. The tape is nice because it keeps it from getting really messy. I'm just taking it all the way in and all the way out into that tape. I really hope this tape method doesn't backfire on me.
A few moments later.
I actually just had to take the tape off because when I was checking to see how it was going, it wasn't going well. So I had to reapply my base. So here we are again. But I'm taking the burnt orange shade again and just lightly creating a shape. You don't really want this color so much to show through, just kind of so we get our shape going here. Just very lightly. So yeah, let's just throw down this color real quick. Give us a nice little guideline. That's pretty good. That's enough of a guideline. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye. All right, so I'm picking up Fuji, and this is a Makeup Geek eyeshadow. It's just like a nice lime green color. I think I'm gonna pick that up with a Morphe brush that has no name. So we're gonna take a little bit of that and start blending this into the inner crease. I'm like wondering if I have a green that's a little bit more, let me grab this. Let's actually take ZENON by Melt Cosmetics. Take that. These neon ones do have a little more fallout, so you have to be a little bit more careful, but I think it might give us a better color payoff right now. So I'm gonna pick that up back on a 247, and I'm just gonna wiggle that into the inner part of the crease shape that we created. Just gonna keep rounding that shape out and building up the intensity here. Picking up that little Morphe brush again, I'm going to focus the color a little bit more where the crease cuts. Now to kind of deepen everything up, I'm gonna take Enchanted Forest, and this is a Makeup Geek shadow. It's like a nice forest green. I'm gonna use the same brush, the 247 by Smith, and I'm gonna start kind of here in the center and just lightly start bringing it into that inner corner and out to the outer corner. Yes, this is gonna start grounding the look because with just the yellow, the green, we kind of look sick. And I like to start in the middle because I like the product to be the most pigmented right there, because if you start at the end where you want the product to fade out more, it's going to be a little too harsh. Kind of harder to blend out as well. So once I start having less product on my brush, that's when I start to feather it outwards. So I am currently growing out my brows like in this area. So if you see sparse hairs, it's because I'm growing it out. Trying not to pluck them just to see what happens, see what kind of shape we can get. It's really hard for me to fill them in right now because I'm not used to it. I've never like had the power to really grow out my brows and not like tweeze certain parts of them. So we'll see what happens, what kind of shape I can get. It's mostly on the tail that I'm growing out the hairs. I like to go back in with this little Morphe brush and a tiny bit of product and then just really guide the crease in the right direction. So when you use a smaller pencil brush, it's just gonna give you a little bit more color payoff where you want it to be. So since I'm trying to kind of cut the crease, right now I'm getting like Poison Ivy vibes. Just hoping for the best here. I'm picking the Xenon shade back up and I'm just gonna go over the forest green that we just put down and kind of blur out the edges. Initially, I wasn't gonna put this color all the way across, but I like the way it blends with the forest green, so we're taking it all the way into the center. And then whatever's left over, lightly buff out the edge, boom. I'm taking that forest green color and I'm gonna connect the separation we have here. Just kind of blend it inwards, just so I can get an idea of the shape that we're gonna start having. This is like a rough connect. You don't have to make it perfect yet because we're still gonna be applying other eyeshadows, but I just kind of want to have the connect there so I know what's going on. I'm gonna go into a dark brown. This is called Cyprus Umber. We're gonna take that and I'm actually gonna continue to use this Morphe brush, and this is actually going to go on the outer part of the crease, and it's gonna be the lowest shade into the crease so that we have the brown, the forest green, and then that Xenon color. Actually, I think we need a fluffier brush for this. All right, I was gonna use that brown, but I think I'm going to carve out the lid space a little bit before I decide to deepen it up. So I'm using the eyeshadow base to recarve the cut crease. Make sure it looks nice and clean. If you have any mess ups, it'll clean them up for you. I'm using a flat concealer brush. That always works the best. Sorry, I'm so close to my mirror. My eyes are just so dry. Like I'm very squinty right now, so I'm just really close inside my mirror. Deep. That was too much, I took it too far. My crease isn't actually like this high up. I'm taking it a little higher than normal. All right, so do you guys see what a difference carving out the lid does for your life? Like it really just made the crease look sharp AF. Next, we're gonna go into this Natasha Denona palette. It has two sides, it's beautiful. This is like the more blue and warm tone side. Actually, no, this has warm tones too. This is green and warm tones. So we're gonna hop into the green side, and I'm gonna be using this shade for all over the lid right here. It's really pretty. It's called Antique Olive. You guys can purchase these individually as well if you don't wanna purchase like this massive palette. But Antique Olive is really pretty. Picking that up on the same brush that I used to carve the crease, I'm gonna put this on all over. I think I'm gonna spray my brush with Fix Plus. I did put this on my bare ass lid earlier and it was super shiny. I think just because I have so much eyeshadow base and like you know, when we first started, I packed on powder over it. So I think it's just like a little bit drier now, the eyeshadow base area. But when I applied this earlier, it was fire with nothing underneath. Gonna blend it into this outer corner. I'm actually gonna take some of this shade, which is True Gold. It's right here, and I'm gonna pop that in the center. Actually, I'm first gonna pop that into the inner corner and see what it looks like with the pencil brush. It's super pretty. Don't wanna put too much of this on yet because I don't have foundation or concealer, so it might take away from some of that, but let's see what it looks like in the center. I don't know why I'm developing an accent out of nowhere. It's late. All right, I'm just gonna spackle some of that in the center because it is very glittery, this gold eyeshadow, and it's just gonna lightly capture the light in the center of the lid. It's okay if you get fallout because we can just clean that up later. All right, I had to fix the lighting for my backdrop. It was clashing with what I had going on, so we just made a quick change. Okay, so I think I am gonna deepen up the crease a little bit in the outer corner. I'm gonna go into Cyprus Umber, just right here. I'm gonna take a MAC 263 and the dark brown eyeshadow. I just wanna make sure I have a very good placement and I don't want it to get too messy, so I'm lightly outlining the very bottom of the crease here with this brush, and then we can blend it out with a fluffier brush. I just wanna get the color right where I need it to be. I wasn't intending on this being a St. Patrick's Day look, but... So I'm not taking this all the way in, just about halfway, and then a little more than halfway actually, like right when you start to get round on your crease, then I'm stopping with that dark brown eyeshadow. And I'm also going to take the liner brush and start smoking out the lash line just a bit here and connecting this over here, softly blending it all out. So you kind of make a harsh line and then push the product inwards. I'm just going with this angled brush, which I don't usually do, but it's working for me right now, so here we are. For my foundation, I'm going to be mixing the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk with the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Sheer Sun. This is just a bronzing serum that you could mix with your foundation or just kind of wear as bronzer. But I want to look extra tan, so I'm going to mix that in with my foundation. This is in the shade number 7. I'm going to take a few drops of this. I'm in my little laboratory right now. You can kind of control the drops, like how tan do you want to be? How bronzed do you want to be? Mix it all together. So I'm just using the brush that I mixed my foundation with to apply it. This isn't really the best option, but since I've already gotten it all foundation-y, let's do it. So that Bare Mineral stuff just gives you such a nice bronze glow. I love it. I just started using it actually the other day and I really liked it. Just gonna start on this outer part of my face, down the neck. Obviously, if you're bronzing yourself up a lot, you have to take it down your neck and your chest. I'm just gonna kind of take it down to where you guys can see. Once again, I'm filming late at night. I hate when I do this to myself because right after I'm done, I just know I'm gonna take all of this off. And I hate that because I wish I could get more use out of it. I mean, I would go to the grocery store with this look. I just wish I had more time with it. By the time I'm done, I'm gonna be so tired and just take it right off. I already know. The thing about filming creative looks is you feel creative when you feel creative, and sometimes you just aren't ready for it yet. So unfortunately for me, I'm more creative at night, so I start filming late at night sometimes. I wish I was like more of a morning brain person, but I'm just not. So I have barely any of this concealer left. This is the BECCA Aqualuminous Concealer in medium. Just going to apply that under my eyes, just because I'm really dry right now. So we just went snowboarding with Wendy, and she's the co-founder of Urban Decay. And so my skin is like really dry, so I'm just trying to use a more hydrating concealer. I barely have any left. I'm really scraping at the edges here. I keep forgetting, like every single time I head out the door, I'm like, go to Sephora, get a new concealer, and I forget. Okay, now I'm gonna take the Shape Tape, and this is really good for slimming down the nose by highlighting it. So I just put a straight line. Trick is you want it to be straight when you apply it, because once it sets a little bit, it's gonna stay with that straight shape. If you make it crooked, then it's gonna look crooked. It's not my best, but you know, it'll do. Just gonna kind of blend out the edges up top here, because I don't need that to be a blunt concealer line. I'm gonna pick up this LA Girl concealer in Toast. Kind of just pop it on the back of my hand. So then I'm gonna contour the sides of my nose. You don't have to do this if you're not, you know, if you don't need to. Just love being extra with my nose contour. And then take your beauty blender and just blend it out. I'll go straight down the nose first to get the concealer pretty blended. And then to soften up the sides, I'll just turn the beauty blender over on the pointy part, more like the pointy edge, and just go along those edges, lightly pouncing, lots of pouncing. Spend half my day pouncing. Next, I'm taking the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder and making sure to set the sides of the nose where I get most oily and the under eyes. So now that we did the under eye concealer, we can go back into the forest color and start really smoking out the lower lash line. So I'm just taking the pencil brush again, darkest green at the outer corner. You just want to find the connection between the top and bring it down. And I have my semi-clean blending brush right here just so I could really feather out those edges just in case the green goes a little too low, which happens a lot with me. Right, now I'm going to go back into the same dark brown shade that we used earlier with the angled MAC brush. And I'm going to apply that right under the waterline, right before the green. Look down and just press so you get less fallout. And it's also better for your under eye area, just a light little press. We're gonna go back into the green colors, the olivey green that we used on the lid. And I'm gonna take that and apply it right here on the lower lash line and connect from the dark shade into the inner corner. And again, I'm just kind of patting that color. I'm actually gonna dip into the Xenon color, that lime green, and just run it right under all those colors that we just put with the blending brush. It's about to get kind of crazy down here once we add all the glitter and shit, so I'm taking a clean brush and just cleaning up that edge over here. This could be like a Poison Ivy Halloween makeup look as well. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. St. Patrick's Day, Poison Ivy. I'm picking up this Marc Jacobs. This is one of their new gel liners, and this is just in one of the brown shades. I'm trying to find the name here. Brown. It's called Brown. Brown Out. So I'm just gonna run this in the waterline. So now we're gonna do a light coat mascara. I'm using the Maybelline Colossus Big Shot. So since we're applying falsies, you don't need a lot of mascara, just a nice layer to coat them. Okay, so now it's time for lashes. I'm using House of Lashes Iconics. These are just the normal Iconics. Just gonna come from above and park them. And then just kind of go into the outer and inner corner and really like tuck it in. So before we start all the like fun stuff, well, everything's fun, but before we start the glitter and everything, I'm gonna finish the face makeup. So I'm gonna go into the Gilded Honey Highlight by Laura Geller, and I'm using the 306. This is the Linda Hallberg brush. So we wanna just beam. Soft, this brush is really soft. I'm also gonna put that along the top of the brow, just right here. I'm gonna use the Gilded Honey still and go down the bridge of my nose with that, and on the tip of the nose. Cupid's bow. Just want to make sure afterwards to blend all the edges of the highlight. Going in with the Guerlain bronzer in 05, and I'm going to use the 310 Linda Hallberg brush. Boom. I want my cheekbones to be pretty sharp. Just a nice light bronze, but I'm going to take them up pretty high right here and just kind of hug the highlight. Take it up really sharp and then into the hairline. Jaw. So now we're gonna do the glitter part. I have like a bunch of glitter here. I have some craft chunky glitter. I have some eye glitter that's a little bit more finely milled. I have this Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy glitter, and then I also have little tiny glitter stars. So I'm gonna apply these with lash glue, the Duo lash glue. What you wanna do is make sure that you take a little bit of lash glue out and put it on a tray and let it dry until it's tacky so it's not super slippery. It's been setting for a while. I put it on one star and I'm just gonna put that in the center. I kind of put a little bit too much glue there, but it'll dry clear, so don't worry. Okay, so I decided to change the placement of that star. And I have lash glue under my eye, and that's totally fine. I'm gonna take some Midnight Cowboy and just start applying it kind of like a teardrop. You don't need to make it super perfect because we're gonna just start layering glitters and stuff. This could go horribly wrong, but we'll see. We're in it together. So I have a brush nearby just to scatter all the glitter. I'm gonna take a bigger piece of confetti now. That one right under my eye. This is just kind of wherever you want to put something, just kind of place it there and hope for the best, basically. I can make little dots with this as well, so it looks like bigger chunks of glitter or confetti. So you just want to keep building like however you want. It's gonna look really cool. Okay, we're coming together. All right, so that's what the glitter tears look like. You can add or take away or not do the glitter tears at all. You could just do this green smoky eye. I'm gonna finish it off with a nude lip because, you know, the eyes are crazy right now. This is the Tarte Skinny Dip. This is one of their new Rainforest of the Sea lipsticks. I'm tired. I'm gonna switch my top because this is kind of distracting me.
A few moments later.
All right, and I'm just gonna take my Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. You know, because I want to glow. Alright, so that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Can you see my track?
No.
I mean, you can kind of see it peeking through. It's okay. We're all friends here. Yeah, let's stay together. Ooh, loving you well. Okay. Every now and then I fall apart, and I need you more, and I need you more than ever. I don't know the words anymore.